Guys, it's your boy AD back with another video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be doing Naruto was the reincarnation of Ainz and was cursed by God. So yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy this and let me know what you guys thought about this. Think about this series and if you want me to continue or not. And yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys like keep telling me like the series that you guys want, because I can't really think of any new series right now, to be honest. Like, I can think of like stories and stuff, but I can't think of like the what if themselves. Like, what if Naruto was like this or that and whatnot. So yeah, if you guys like want new series and stuff like that, just tell me them and I will be doing them. Or otherwise, I'll end up going back and just doing some old series. Not like redo them. I might redo some old ones or just continue them. Like I'm probably gonna finish What If Naruto was in Taki, because I just always really wanted to do that one, to be honest, for like years now upon years. Even before I started doing my channel, I was really a big fan of Fu. So yeah, I'll probably finish. I'm gonna put What If Naruto was accelerated reincarnation and whatnot in the next poll for the next series that will be coming out. If you guys want that one to like come out because someone requested it, and I'll be doing some other ones that I haven't finished, but I'm not gonna name all them because I can't remember all them right now. And yeah, I just don't want to like name all them basically. Anyways, yeah, before further ado, let's get. Well, actually, before we start, I just wanna give a small little warning. This will be a dark what if, including a bunch of like messed up shit. Like if you see my channel, you already fucking know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be dark shit in there. It is fucking overload related. There's a whole happy form in there, but it's fucking dark as hell. So yeah, if you like underage or whatnot, or like can't watch that stuff, don't watch this video because there's gonna be the stuff in there. So yeah, and there will be a harem in this, but yeah, that's like way later on. So yeah, anyways, this will also be kind of this will kind of be a neglected as well. Yeah, this will be a neglected one as well, but that's not in the title. But yeah, anyways, for further ado, let's get this video started for well. Chapter we actually one last thing before we start this video. Let me know if you guys want me to stop putting like freaking intros in my videos again. Like, not like the intros where I talk about some stuff. I'm talking about like the intros where it's like a whole video of like, let's say like a freaking Itachi type shit, like those kind of intros and whatnot. So yeah, anyways, let's get started for this time. Chapter 1, Rebirth and Awakening. As a man with spiky blonde hair and a woman with long, beautiful red hair, they both stood on the top. Oh yeah, this is the same thing as the last video I uploaded, the Hajime one. This is like half scripted for the first part, and the rest of it I'll tell you when it's the script is done. But yeah, sorry. As the man with the spiky blonde hair and the woman with beautiful long red hair both stood on top of a mountain. This mountain was shaped like a face. This was the face of a powerful man. He was known as the god of shinobi, Hashirama Senju. In front of them were 3 babies. They were all on a stone pedestal. The three babies were just born not long ago. The firstborn was a boy. He had messy black hair with black eyes, and the second one to the right was a girl with long red hair. With long red hair and purple eyes. And the last one was a boy with spiky blonde hair and ocean blue eyes. The sky suddenly split open as the man and the woman looked at each other, and the man shook his head, making the woman not try to stop what was going to happen. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning came from the sky and struck down. The lightning hit not the ground or the trees, but instead it hit the child who was in the middle, making the hair making his hair stand up. However, instead of dying, the boy's hair changed from black to gray white as his eyes changed completely black and where the white should be, and the pupils came figure out. Basically, his hair changed from black to white, and his eyes changed like from where the pupils should be. There's like black, and where the freaking black shit is, I forgot that shit called, bro. It's basically red. So it looks like basically a void, but with a red dot in there. Basically, like fucking Ainz. Fucking hell, why can't I find an Ainz picture? Yeah. Basically like this. So it basically looks exactly like that for the eyes, but not the skin. There's obviously still skin, but yeah. Anyways, as laughter, there was laughter coming from the baby. It wasn't anything that should be happening. As you see, instead of a simple laugh, it sounded demonic, very dark, twisted, and somewhat divine. Did you really think that this pathetic show of power would harm me? Said a voice. Meanwhile, in an unnamed dimension, basically, as you see a being who was standing in front of a rift, it had forgot how. As you see a being who was standing in front of a rift that the being had made in his dimension. This being was very powerful, as he had gained many names over his lifetime. Some called him the Almighty, some called him the One, some called him the Eternal. However, he was most well known as God and something else that would not be said for this time being. As a man used his powers to try to destroy him, referring to the baby / Naruto, this being, he was not supposed to be here. He had made a mistake. This being who was in this boy's body. However, when he used his powers, he soon found out that he could not. The man grunted, quite annoyed at this. However, he did not get scared, as he had a failsafe for a situation just like this. He walked back to see a spear, as it was made of pure light, many lightning bolts sparkling off of it. The man grabbed the spear and smirked to himself. The man walked back with the spear and pointed it at the kid, who now had the white hair, and he got ready to launch the spear until he heard the kid talk. He listened to the kid until and saw him, but smirked, knowing that this should do the job. The man threw the spear with his full strength. As the spear came out of the portal, there was a massive boom of pure speed that broke the sound barrier itself as it went straight to the kid. The spear came down and connected as it hit the kid in the chest, right where his heart was. As the spear got close, it started to slow down greatly, as if something was fighting it, pushing it back. As it slowly continued, "This will not stop me, you pathetic God. This will not be the defeat." This will not stop me, pathetic God. I will not be defeated, not by you, not by anyone else, because I am unstoppable. I am the ruler of all. I am. The boy did not get to continue, as the spear had penetrated his skin, not to the point where it would come out to his back, but only the tip made it in the boy's body. But this was enough to reach the boy's heart. The boy's The boy's heart was not destroyed, but it was greatly damaged. The spear then fell out, not moving, not having any more power, and fell to the ground, slowly turning into particles of light, and it vanished in the air. You may have weakened me and hurt me. However, you are still unable to kill me. Only slow me down. I shall be back, and when I do, this world shall be mine, and I will bring them by my side once again. This will be the end of your rule over this reality. After saying this, the boy's hair and eyes went back to normal, black and stuff like that, like just black eyes and black hair and whatnot. The boy's hair went back to normal before his eyes closed as he went to sleep, as if nothing happened. However, he was not left unscathed, as where the spear had hit him, right where his heart was, a massive hole that was slowly closing, leaving a massive scar. It was mostly red, but with some lines of darkness spreading out as the wound slowly closed. Basically kind of like the one on Naruto's chest right here, as you can see in the thumbnail, but more like a actual wound instead of a freaking symbol, because I couldn't really find the wound. So yeah. Anyways, as this happened, the man and the woman looked at this, with the man having mostly a neutral face, only looking on in interest, and the woman looked on with some fear and worry in her eyes. It's him. He shall be the weapon that we need. We shall take care of the two others properly, but this one shall be trained to be a weapon to create my empire of the entire world. The man said this as he looked at the child, wondering how this child had just far off God. Time skip. 13 years later. Naruto Uzumaki, you are under arrest for conspiring against the Hidden Leaf Village, said one of the many masked men and women who were in the forest surrounding the boy, who was panting heavily and seemed to be in a lot of pain. The boy started. Sorry about that. The boy stared at the people surrounding him and to his side with a big scroll. This was a scroll of sealing. He had stolen this scroll from his father's, quote unquote fathers, because fucking hell. He has stolen this scroll from his quote unquote father's office. Giving up. You cannot escape this. Give up. You cannot escape this. As the boy was about to open his mouth to speak, he suddenly stopped as he was shocked by a massive pain in his chest, right where the scar was. The boy grabbed onto his chest by reflex as he felt as if he could not breathe, as he soon fell as his entire body started to shake in pain. The masked people started to approach him as they opened his pouch and took out a syringe. They injected him with it straight into his skull, which was like over his heart or whatever. As this in freaking hell, his skull had became big. It was bulging as if it would explode at any moment. It was moving as if it was a heart that was slowly beating. However, after it was like injected, the speed that his heart was beating, like freaking hell. Before it was injected, I meant if it was like the actual speed of his heart, basically, it would be way too fast and would be basically bad for him. So yeah. However, after the injection, when it slowly slowed down to a normal speed, basically like a normal heart rate, as it went down, and the skull slowly like went back to normal and went down. The people quickly grabbed onto him after quickly knocking him out in the back of the head, basically hitting him in the back of the head to knock him out. Rendering him unconscious, as the group then vanished as soon as it took him in the school as well. Time skip. 1 hour later, in the Q&A department. He is in the room right ahead of us, sir. Good. You may start the interrogation to find out everything. Yes, sir, the man said as he walked into a room where he saw Naruto tied to a chair. This is where the script ends, so any part from now until like the end of the series basically will be unscripted. So yeah. As sorry about the little cut there. Someone like was kind of interrupting me, so yeah. Anyways, as I was saying, any part from then on will be unscripted. So yeah. As the two men walked down the hallway to the Q&A department, Minato Namikaze, Uzumaki Naoto's father, was a man who was greatly respected in this village known as the Hidden Leaf, as he was the fourth Hokage, as the current ruler of this village. However, this man seemed to be very nice to almost nearly everybody. However, this was but a lie. As you see, in truth, he was truly a monster. Deep down, he cared little for anyone or anything, for that matter. The only thing he cared about, truly, was himself. As the man walked down to see his son, who was tied to a chair, as he looked coldly at him, not considering Naruto to be truly worthy to be his son. As you see, he knew Naruto had much deep power deep inside of him. However, he also saw Naruto as a great failure, to see that Naruto was sick due to the action that happened at Rebirth. He saw Naruto as a failure because of this. As you see, due to the curse that was placed on him by God himself, Naruto was unable to do much. As you see, he had his physique was very lacking. He could only step he could only do the bare minimum of everything. Like, if he were to run a mile, he could possibly die from it because of how badly his situation was. As needed medicine for almost everything, he was basically a walking dead at this point. As you see, that was how weak he was from the curse that was placed on him. However, his dad, on the other hand, when they were younger, he did not think of it this way. He did not know this was what was happening. What he did at one point, however, he did not care or that much, and did what he did, which made Naruto hate him from today on, and will continue to do so until the end of time. As you see, the man looked down at Naruto as he simply kicked him, not even going to say anything. He simply kicked him to wake him up. As you see, Naruto was kind of sleeping. As he kicked him awake, Naruto woke up to see the man he hated the most on this entire planet. He saw Namikaze Minato. What do you want, Dad? Naruto said in a sarcastic voice towards the dad part. As Minato simply looked down at him. Why did you do it? He simply stated. Naruto looked up at him as he glared at him quite hatefully. He then went on to say, a man known as Mizuki, an academy instructor, tricked me into it. He told me that if I stole the skull ceiling, even though I was sick, I could still become a ninja. As this, they then Naruto went on to explain how Mizuki went on to, tell him to meet up at the forest to then give him the scroll and so on. However, something that confused Minato quite a little bit, but he did not think about it that much, was where was Mizuki? None of the Umbus reported seeing him anywhere near the site. However, Mizuki was not seen at his house or the academy or anywhere else afterwards, after the incident. So he was very confused to where Mizuki had gone. As Naruto decided to hold the information to himself of to what happened to Mizuki, as he knew exactly what happened to him. As Naruto simply stared at Minato for a while, as they simply waited in silence, as Minato waited to see if Naruto would say anything else. However, he did not, as now Minato simply shrugged his shoulders and said, "You can become a ninja," as he simply threw a piece of metal on the ground, which was a headband. As Naruto simply grunted in a bit of frustration, as he simply went down and picked up the headband. As he then put it in his pocket, as we have a time skip. We have a time skip to when the teams were about to be selected. As we sit in the class, as they waited for the teacher to come in the class. However, the teacher never did, as they waited and continued to wait. And it took them 5 hours, as then Yuka finally came in, as he explained how Mizuki was found. However, Mizuki had many strange wounds all over him. Like, it looked like he had been skewered from all over his body, like each angle possible. As Naruto did not react to this. However, he knew what happened to him. He had used a spell on Mizuki. This was a spell known as Skewer. This was a simple second tier spell. This simply created a bunch of spears of light. Not spears, more like long daggers of light. As they then surrounded the target and basically attached him, skewered him. As he did not mention this to Minato, but when he had fought against Mizuki almost killed him. However, when he was pushed back to to a corner, he had felt something wrong with him. He had felt a memory of this being, a powerful being. This was not a human. This was basically a god, as this being was known as Ainz, a powerful player of the game Yggdrasil. As he found some of the memory of this being and some other beings that were supposed to be by his side. These beings were very powerful. Each of these beings, he could tell that they could easily destroy a whole nation, like a whole elemental nation, by themselves, depending on how they take it. For example, he remembered one of the beings who had glasses with weird diamond eyes, long ears like elves, and a very metallic tail and a red suit. He remembered this being was very smart, and he knew this being could outsmart anyone or anything in the elemental nation at this moment. Or he could think of another one. This was a girl. She had long silvery hair. This being and she had a long black and red gothic freaking dress, as this being was more of a head first battle type person. And he knew that this being could destroy armies by herself. He knew that she could get rid of everyone here and not even break a sweat. As he remember, he was the ruler of those beings. And the beings that created these beings themselves. The 41 supreme beings. As he remembered all of these, his brain went into a bit of an overload and blasted out power that pushed Mizuki back when Mizuki was attacking him. And then he used a spell, the second tier spell, Skewer, as he killed Mizuki on the spot and took the Scroll City and copied something from it and took something out of it as well. This thing was not something that people would value. This was a simple key of sorts. This was what he needed to unlock himself. However, he could not fully use this yet. He needed some time to fully activate, to bring him back to his glory, or somewhere near it at least, to an acceptable degree that he could do what he wished and start his plan to take over this new world and kill this pathetic god that had dared to challenge the name of Ainz Gone. As this is what I'm going to be leaving off. If you guys liked it and enjoyed, let me know what you guys thought about this and if you guys want me to continue this or not. And yeah, I know I didn't see the team placements yet. I'm not going to say that in the next part. And yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed like I was saying. And without further ado, I'm going to be off for now. Peace.